All right, so when you're going to a game, you're going to do registration. We got a little registration area here set up before a game would start. Players are coming in either out of their garb or in their garb. Typically, they have to bring their garb in if they come to registration, along with their weapons, shields, and anything they're going to use in the game. During the registration process, some people are going to be checking for shields and weapons and doing the spell orb weighing and bow measuring and all that. Other people are going to be doing the sign-in process. And we're going to go over the sign-in process in this video. First thing you want to look for, that elders look for, that players should look for, is bring your character sheet. Because this all goes down here real fast if you don't bring your character sheet to a game. This is your scorecard. And so what you got to be able to prove that you can do an ability out in the game. If you have a lot of abilities, they're probably not going to check too much during registration. They're just going to make sure that you understand what it is you can do. If you have an alt and you bring a game to the, your sheet to a game that may allow you to run your alt for a while, you would typically bring your alt and do your alt on the back side of your sheet. That is your main. So you can basically have one piece of paper. You don't need to bring a whole bunch of sheets of paper. You just print it in a booklet on any like Chrome or whatever, and it'll put it all on one page. Real easy. It's kind of harder to read, but as long as you can still read it, it should be okay. After they check that, you would do the waiver. There's a waiver form here where you read the consent form up top, initial under the areas that they need initialing, and then the signature of the player, the guardian if under legal adult consenting age, and then the emergency information. Now players, this is something we don't want you to skip out on. We got to have your emergency contact information in the event something happens to you, so that we can get the right person, get in contact with the right person to notify if there's something wrong. Your safety is very important to us, and we built this whole system that way so that players can keep coming back time and time again. There's an online version of this called the Smart Waiver, and that will be an ability on your character sheet. Some colonies allow you to just sign that Smart Waiver because they have backside access to the Smart Waiver and can look up your emergency information that way. They can also print them off in PDF form and already have them on file. That saves a ton of work because if you have to fill this out and hold up the whole line, this on average will take 2 to 5 minutes to fill out if you have to read it all, which you do, because otherwise what's the point of signing a waiver? After that is done, character sheet's done, you would then sign in. Each colony has a little different form to sign in, or they'll use our generic form that we provide to them. It allows you to sign in as your character name and player name, and then it'll tally up what they did, how much mats they had, all that kind of stuff, right in the thing. And then the totals are tallied up at the end of the game. Very simple to do. There are other game forms available as well for merchants and other folks that if you do something in the game, it's not all about fighting. So if you are selling, if you are cooking, if you're doing any of that stuff, that all gets you experience if you write it down, if you record it. It's like a receipt form. You can then hand that in at the checkout, and you'll get credit for it because you did provide a service to the game. After you do that, again, then this is the best time to ask questions. The game elders are going to be friendly. Hey, how you doing? Coming in from another system.
Where'd you come from?
Right.
How'd you find us?
Right. So those are the questions that the elders want to know, that the colonies want to know, and if they forget to ask, say, hey, I saw it from a buddy of mine played, or I saw the videos, or we saw your flyer in the library, or whatever. The other elders will then, you'll usually do it in the stages. And the other elders will explain like where the stuff is on the map or on the game.
Stuff's on the map.
And then they will hand you their game coin. Your profile will allow you to say what kind of coin you're going to have. Some colonies will allow you to bank some of it if they don't have enough coin prop to handle the entire player base. Others will make you take out your entire coin count. So if you don't want to have your coins all distributed to you, and most colonies will make you take out your full coin count, you would want to flip that over to your guild bank. If you're part of a guild or a faction or a tribe, they all have their own vaults in the system. And that can then be brought to the game with however much you would have here and be comfortable with. After that, they check everybody out, and then they'll move on to the next process. But the sit-down part, these are the primary things: waiver, character sheet, sign-in, game coin, mats, maps, and question and answer. So this is the meat and potatoes of the registration process.
And potatoes are good, so is meat. So this is